Good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Thursday, June the 9th. Morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What a beautiful day out it looks like.
Yeah, the sun is shining. It's got its hat on, but not on equity markets, unfortunately, which are going to have a summer of discontent, I suspect. But there we go. I think you were listening to some people talking about where the gold price might be going yesterday, weren't you, Paul?
Yes, that's right. Metal Focus essentially released their forward forecast for the remainder of this year. Metal Focus being London-based precious metals consultancy that they do regular publishing on precious metals quantities, prices, and outlook. And yesterday's presentation essentially says that we're going to have more of the same for the remainder of this year from what we have now, relatively flat to slightly down trading range. The average price for the year will creep up on gold by about 2% or so, but that's based more on what's already happened for this year as opposed to what's coming forward, because the direction they think for the rest of the year is either flat or down by about 2% or so. Gold production in the Russia and the CIS will probably lag a little bit on a year-on-year basis, but the rest of the world should make up the difference, so that they do expect a gain in gold output for 2022 of about 2% as well over last year on a global production basis. But if you're looking, those gold bulls or those silver bulls out there just aren't going to be very satisfied with these outlook, though.
No, they're not. But there we go. Everyone has their own view, and it doesn't mean because they say that it's right. But we'll see. Only the future will tell us. Now, there was some assay results, I think, weren't there, from Shanghai Mining Club member Benchmark Metals.
Yes, that's right. Press release out this time on deeper drilling underneath the main or central portion of the Clear Creek zone. Last week, they had released drill results below the pit shell model on the mineralized interval or area known as Duke's Ridge, which lies to the southeast of the Clear Creek zone. And more of the same is the best way to put that here, which is really quite good. We have good thicknesses of mineralization with a nice high-grade intervals in the centers of them, running between 3 and 7 grams is the analysis results. Only a few holes released this time. And also in the Duke's Ridge statement, because the labs are really backed up in North America as far as getting results out for all the exploration underway. But in Benchmark's case, what it simply means is that this mineralization is outside the current resource, so it will go into the new mineral resource estimate. So the current roughly 3 million ounces indicated and inferred on the lawyer's property is still growing, and there will be more than likely some kind of underground mine designs on some of these zones underneath these pits in coming quarters.
Oh, tickety boos me. Moving back to AIM, we had some production numbers out of Scott Gold.
Yes, Scott Gold is quoted company here on AIM that's been struggling for years in order to get a relatively high-grade underground mine called Cononish in production in Scotland. It would be the only, or is the only producing gold mine in Scotland here. Record production rate, though, here for April and May stated at just shy of 2,000 ounces gold and 10,800 ounces of silver. And they do think that they'll meet the upper end of their Q2 target of somewhere between around 3,000 ounces or so in the second quarter in production. And sales were 2.4 million sterling on 226 tons of gold concentrates as a result of these 2 months of production. And they had other statements out on the current operational status of the mine and plant. So they do have still making some debt facility draws in order to maintain the production ramp up here on Kanoonish. But from a management standpoint, I would have to say my comment would be is that it's definitely improving since new management took over about a year ago or so.
Sounds good. And staying on gold, good news out on Greatland Gold.
Yes, that's right. Greatland Gold on the Havieron joint venture it has with Newcrest out there in West Australia. Copper gold, sizable discovery there. And they were talking about they have, I believe, 7 rigs operating at the current time on that joint venture, testing various zones of mineralization for extensions and resource growth. So again, more of the same in that particular situation as well. Keep those rigs turning, keep those new resources growing.
Yeah, that's what you got to keep doing, keep drilling. Okay, maybe worth just touching base quickly on the Altus strategies. They've got record quarterly royalty income, I think, haven't they?
Yes, they had. They picked Altus is the royalty and exploration firm that works throughout much of Africa on exploration. But this is specifically about the Caserones royalty on the porphyry in Chile that they acquired not that long ago. And they've got record returns from that because of the high copper and gold prices there. 1.54 million in pre-tax income in the first quarter on that. 65% increase was in mine life was reported by the mine operator here based on the reserves here to a 28-year period. So definitely a good acquisition on Altus's management's benefit to pick up what they could of this royalty, because this is very nice sustaining income for what is otherwise a early stage broadly based exploration group.
And then also maybe finally, just on a sort of general commodity theme, Paul, I know that zinc production in Peru fell by 23.6% in April, which is huge, and they're one of the biggest producers in the world. Has that got an impact on the zinc market?
Already is impacting on the zinc market. I have to say that the downturn here in April would be very much tightening up the zinc stocks as far as inventories, both in Shanghai warehouses as well as LME warehouses. So I would say that that's already being felt, and it's that quick given supply chain issues that are in logistics and availability of spot materials. So keep a close eye on that, because so far I have to say it's just not getting better.
Interesting. We will keep a close eye. All right, we'll call it a day there, Paul. You won't speak to me tomorrow. You'll speak to Ollie because I'm playing client golf.
Very good. See you then.